Ever wonder what radio operators actually carried into World War II battlefields? The gear was heavier and more crucial than you'd think. These men kept armies connected, coordinated attacks, and often decided who lived or died with every transmission. Starting off with iconic man-pack transceivers, SCR-300 walkie-talkie US backpack radio. The SCR-300 was the first true FM backpack radio, famously seen in nearly every World War II movie. Weighing over 30 pounds, it offered clear voice communication over the static of battle, becoming the lifeline of American infantry companies. SCR-536 handy-talkie, US handheld. Often confused with the walkie-talkie, this handheld unit looked like a giant brick telephone. It had no power switch. You simply pulled out the antenna to turn it on. It was perfect for platoon leaders coordinating close-range assaults. Torn.Few.D2 Tornister, German backpack radio. This was the workhorse of the Wehrmacht. Carried in the back, this heavy VHF transceiver featured distinctive protective covers and complex tuning knobs, allowing German units to coordinate their famous blitzkrieg tactics. Wireless set number 18, British backpack radio. The standard man-pack for British forces. It was a heavy, boxy metal unit that often required a second man just to carry the extra batteries during long marches across Europe or North Africa. Wireless set number 38, British chest-mounted. Designed for commando operations, this radio was worn directly on the operator's chest. It allowed for adjustments on the move, though the dangling wires were known to snag on dense vegetation. Feldfunksprecher, German infantry radio, known as the field radio speaker, this compact German unit operated on high frequencies. It was designed specifically for frontline infantry to talk over short distances without relying on fragile telephone wires. Moving on to essential audio and signal hardware. Dual-ear headset. These heavy-duty headphones clamped tight against the ears to block out the roar of artillery. They allowed the operator to focus solely on the faint crackle of incoming Morse code or voice commands. Throat microphone, laryngophone, strapped tightly around the neck. These microphones picked up vocal cord vibrations directly. This allowed operators to whisper orders without the enemy hearing or shout over tank engines without audio distortion. PTT, push-to-talk. Handset resembling a standard telephone receiver, this rugged handset featured a butterfly switch in the center. You pressed it to talk and released it to listen, a simple mechanism that held up under fire. Telegraph key, Morse code. When voice signals failed due to distance or heavy static, the telegraph key was the backup. A skilled operator could tap out dots and dashes to cut through interference that would scramble a human voice. Sectional whip antenna, these flexible metal rods screwed together to gain height. While a tall antenna boosted signal range significantly, it also made the radio man a high-priority target for enemy snipers. Long wire antenna spool for long-range transmission from a stationary hideout. Operators unspooled this copper wire and strung it between trees, effectively turning the forest itself into a broadcasting tower. Now let's look at cryptography and mission tools. Signal operating instructions, SOI. Codebook, the Bible of radio communications. It listed frequencies, call signs, and daily passwords. Losing this book to the enemy was a court-martial offense, as it compromised the entire network. Field message logpad. Every message sent or received had to be documented here. In the heat of combat, scribbling legible coordinates onto this paper pad while taking fire required nerves of steel. Encryption cipher disk, a simple manual tool used to scramble messages. Before broadcasting, the operator would spin the wheels to encode vital intelligence into meaningless gibberish that the enemy couldn't understand. Map case with grease pencils. This clear canvas or leather pouch protected topographical maps from the rain. Grease pencils allowed operators to mark friendly positions and wipe them clean as the front line shifted. Synchronization. Watch, precision was key in modern warfare. Artillery barrages and infantry pushes relied on every operator's timepiece being perfectly synchronized to the exact second. Right-angle flashlight, red filter, clipped to the harness. This light pointed forward while keeping hands free. The red lens filter allowed operators to read codes and maps at night without ruining their natural night vision. Finishing off with loadout and personal defense. Radio carrying frame, Josh harness, a metal and canvas torture device designed to distribute the radio's crushing weight. After a 10-mile hike, the straps on these frames would dig mercilessly into the operator's shoulders. Canvas accessory satchel, the catch-all bag for spare vacuum tubes, wires, and tools. If a radio broke down in the field, the fix had to come from whatever was stored inside this pouch. M1 carbine, lightweight operator weapon. Because the radio was so heavy, US operators carried this lighter rifle. It offered less range than the standard M1 Garand, but gave the radio man a fighting chance when combat got up close. Wire cutters, useful for setting up antennas, these were also vital for sabotage. Operators used them to cut through enemy telephone lines or clear barbed wire obstacles during a retreat. Signal flare pistol. When the radio was dead or radio silence was strictly enforced, this pistol shot a burning magnesium star into the sky to signal the start of an attack or mark a position. Grounding stake, a simple metal rod driven into the earth. It was a technical necessity that improved signal clarity and protected the operator and equipment from static buildup or lightning strikes.